Um, Rashad, are you on the same page? And mind you, you're not going to see
Yes, please, I'm
input
there.
output. This is my notebook I prepared. So you are not going to see the input output,
Can you
please.
please?
You're just going to see a new notebook with one cell. So it's all about you are not going to see all these writings there. So you are now coming to the right. So now let's get into the business of the day. Justina, you're welcome. So you just joined. Welcome. Were you able to install the package? So while we wait for Justina, we're going to start right into our first and but before then, I want to know who has never programmed before. You can raise your hand up. You don't need to mute. Just raise your hand up. Okay, Brighton, so you've never programmed before. Who again? So all of us have programmed before, right? Except Brighton. That's nice. So um, we are going to use Python, and today this is the first Python tutorial you are having. Okay, Rashad, I've seen you. Fine. That's fine. So we are going to start programming soon. Oh, who is that? Rashad, please put your hand down. Or do you have a problem, a question you can ask. Rashad, do you have a question? Because your hand is
Well, it's about what I mean, you asked us if we have ever programmed before.
oh, okay. So you haven't programmed before, right?
A little bit of C++. I started it and then I couldn't proceed with it.
Okay. So you've programmed before. That's it. That's
Well,
nice. Okay. So let's just jump right into it. So we have one person who has never programmed before, and all of us are programmers. Yes. So basically, we're going to use Python, and Python is to me the easiest language to learn in the world of programming. It resonates with everything, and it is versatile. So I beg one second. Ali, nipa deɛ ɔyɛ no. You see, she's disturbing me in my class. I have my students. Yeah, you cut it off because you confuse me. I'm not sacking you. You disturb me. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm back. So we are going to use Python, and programming is basically giving instructions to the computer to do something. So you order food, you do go to internet, you do a lot of things on the web with your phones, the apps and co. Sometimes WhatsApp, you write a message and you click on the send button and then it sends to the person. The person to a call, you click on the receive button and then you now speak. When you speak, I hear, I'm speaking, you hearing. When you speak, I'll hear. You can see my screen. All those things were done by, programming. And programming basically is just a way of talking to the computer. Humans talk. Right now, I'm talking to you in English. Yes. So the language the computer understands is the programming language. We have a lot of them. We have C++, we have CSS, we have clothing, we have Dart, Flutter, Python, R, MATLAB, name them, about thousands of them, But every programming language, what it has what it is used for. So Python is basically used for data science and data analysis. Can also be used for backend, software development, and then also for a lot of things. That is why Python is right now. If you search, you will see that Python is the most used programming language or learned programming language in the in the um, in the world right now. So we are very privileged and lucky to learn Python. So when you learn Python for data science and you want to venture into, let's say, back end for software development, it is easy to do. If you want to go into cybersecurity or networking, it is easy to do too. Yeah. So that is just a little intro. If you want to know much about Python, you go to the Google Classroom and then you go to the Python tutorial sheet section. You will see the introduction to Python. You will know who created Python, when it was released, and how far it is going to. You can also search on the internet to know more about it. But right now, our goal is to start programming. Now, the first thing to learn in programming, or first thing to do is, since Python or programming is a way of talking to the computer and then receiving information from the computer, then we will learn how to receive information from the computer, and then how to also give information or lay information to the computer. That is the input output in Python. So input is basically feeding the computer with information, and output is receiving information from the computer in a form of display. Yeah, so you display information to the computer, or the computer displays information to you. That is output. So now, how do we input and output? So we first look at how we can output, or let's say print out information to somebody. For example, when you send a message to your friend via WhatsApp, the person sees the message there. So how does WhatsApp system show that message from your friend to you? That is what we're going to basically do here. And and to to output, or let's say display something in Python, we use the command print with the open and close parentheses. So print, just like we have here. So print, maybe, let me just, but before that, I didn't even introduce you to the Jupyter, the interface. Sorry about that. To find your way through Jupyter, it is very simple. When you open it like this, I think you have only one cell, like mine here, with nothing in it. If you want to add more cells, like you can see I have more than one cell, just click on the plus button here, and you can see cells being added. And if you want to delete the cell too, you just hit on DD, that is D twice. So if you select the cell, when it is in blue, you hit DD, that is D twice, and it deletes. Yeah, something like that. And if you want to, along the line, I would give more. That is a basic thing to know. So if you just click in, you can type. For example, let me clean this. So like I was saying, if you want to print something in Python or display something to the user, you are a user, I am a user, everybody is a user. If you want to display something to yourself, or if you want the computer to display something to you, you use the command print, all in lowercase. Mind you, before I even proceed, Python is case sensitive. So what I mean by that is, if something is lowercase and you make it uppercase, it is not the same. So for example, you will see this is the same print, but you can see this is in black, this is in green. It is in green because when it is in green, it means Python understands it. But when it is in black, it's not a Python, language or something Python understands. So you have to be very careful. It is print in all lowercase. Almost all the functions in Python are in lower cases. Those which are not so, you would know. I will let you know that. So print, then you open it, you end it with an open and close parenthesis like this. And then whatever you want to display should be in between that. So if I want to display the number 4, I just do that. And to run the cell, I can come to here and click on the run. And you can see I have 4 here. So if I want to display maybe 455 too, I just do that. And I come and click run. And now you see 455 here. Yeah, that's basically how you do the output information in Python. Now, what if the thing is not a number. Let's say you want to display something like welcome to your first ever Python crash course. You realize I put the sentence in a quote, the two quotes. It can be double or single. It doesn't matter. Anything which is not a number. So anything apart from number is put in quotes. So if I want to say, what is your name? I cannot do this. What is your name? Now, if I do that and run, I get an error. Sorry, if I do that, you can see there is an error telling me syntax error and it is pointing to the name. Now, invalid syntax. What it means is that Python does not understand this. So the best way to do is to put the sentence, anything which is not a number, put it in quotes. And the quote can be a single quote. Quote, I mean the two commas, like this. It can be just one quote like this or the double quote. It doesn't matter. So if I now run it, you can see what is your name there. So simple. So anything which is a number, you don't put it in quotes. If you put it in quotes too, there will not be any problem. But later you will see the problem and I will tell you that. But for now, just know that if you want to output something which is anything other than a number, you put it in quotes. And the quote can be uh, a single quote or a double quote. So for example, let me demonstrate a double quote too. So you can see what is your name here. And if I run, I don't get any problem. Though the quotes are double, it doesn't matter. Python understands all of them. So that's basically it. And we have, you know, a lot of them. Welcome to. If I run this, I get it. If I run this, how are you feeling now? You get it's outputted. So this is how you can write. Maybe let me see. I can say so. So I get it done. My name is Fadila. I'm the TA. So anything you want to print, if it is a number, mind you, you don't put it in a quote. If you put it in a quote, you're not going to get any problem. So, for example, I can do print 34. Now, if I scroll down, you see I get 34. And if I take the quotes off too, I get the same 34. There is no problem, but later you will see a problem. I will tell you more about that. For now, just keep this. If it is a number, don't put it in quotes. If it is not a number, you can put it in quotes. Yeah. So this is how we display something in Python. Now, I hope all of us, this is very the basic. So I believe no one is running into error. If you are running into error, let me know. Who is running into a challenge with this? And I hope I'm not moving too fast too. And now, is it okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So I just assume all of us have. This is very basic. I know most of all of us have done this. So now we've known how to, you know, output a data or information in Python. How do we input information in Python? How do we tick or how does the computer take information from us? If you want to feed something into Python or your computer, how do you do that in Python? And just as we saw, print is for outputting, input is also for inputting. So very simple. That's why I said Python is very easy. It's just like normal English. So input, mind you, it is a function. You will know what a function is later in the course. But now just put it in your head. It is a function, and every function in Python ends with open and close parentheses, just like here. So the name all in small, caps, and then all small lower cases, and then you just end it with parentheses. So now if I run this, you can see I have a box with a blinking cursor. And then if I can say maybe Muta and I don't get a problem, you know. But you realize something when I run this, you don't see, you only see the box. You don't see any instruction telling you maybe what to do. Maybe I want your name, maybe I want your age, maybe I want your school, maybe I want something from you. It's not specific. This is very general or generalized. So somebody can say, okay, I'll enter 12, maybe that's your age. Somebody can also say, okay, maybe this is name, so I'll enter my name, Samira, and somebody will say, I want to enter maybe my house number or something. So to be more specific, you add a text, what you want to display to the person, the instruction added to the box. You put it in the parentheses, just as you did the print. So you can just do that. So input, are you enjoying Python? And you can see it is also in quotes. It can be a single quote or a double quote. The only thing is let it be in a quote. If it's not a number, anything other than a number should be in quote, either double or single. So if I run this, you can see that I have, are you enjoying Python? And then the box is there with the input section. So now I can know that, okay, this is a question being asked. So maybe I'll say, yes, I am, and hit enter, and that's all. Or maybe if you are like, maybe if you're not seeing top, you just do, no, I am not. So now you can know that, okay, this is what is expected from you, or this is what the user or the computer wants from you, something like that. So very, very simple. And I can also ask, what is your name? And you enter your name. So my name is Mohammed Fauzan, and done. So when you enter, you hit enter, you hit the enter key. That's all. Now I don't know if anyone has a problem or a question up to this section. I don't want to go to the end and you come and be asking of the first thing we started. Who has a problem with this? Are you all following along? Is it cool? Okay.
Hello, Newman.
Yeah.
Yes, please, this is Justina.
Okay. Welcome.
Yes, I joined quite late, so I'm a little lost. But then I think I'm following. I don't know how feasible it will be for you to. I don't know, but I'm a little lost.
So where did you join? Where were we when you joined? Are you cool with the input?
Yes, I'm cool with the input. I'm cool with the print too, but
Yeah,
you see,
that's
I
that's
didn't start with you.
that's that's where we started from. We didn't do anything
All
after that.
right, sure.
Okay. So thank you. Is there any other question? Okay, now let me go back to my sheet. I think all of you are, nets. You are cool with Python. So now we've now learned how to input and output information and data respectively, you know, in Python. Now let's go to how to do, how to manipulate numbers, how to operate numbers, these arithmetics in Python. So things like addition, subtraction, divisions, and multiplications, and the families here. So just as you can see here, it is very simple, just like the normal calculator. So plus is for addition, minus is for subtraction, and then the forward slash. Mind you, forward slash, not backslash. Forward slash is for division, and then star. We don't have times on the keyboard, and X is not times, so they will use the star for multiplication, one star. Now, when it is two, it is actually exponential. That is to say, like power of the one we say power of. So 2 raised to the power of 3, 2 raised to the power of 5, those things. If you want to write that, you do two stars and then that will be a power of. Now we look at floor division. That is, if you also increase the forward slash 2, 1 is for division. If it is 2, then you're looking at floor division. What it does is that it's actually going to return the integer part of the division. So we will see that in a minute. And then the modulus returns the remainder. So the remainder of the division. So modulus is like the opposite of floor division. That is modulus 2 takes the percentage sign. So just as we can see here, I demonstrated few examples here. So 2 plus 3 is going to give us 5, 2 minus 3, negative 1. 2 divided by 3, you can see 3 divided by 2 rather, which is a forward slash. Mind you, don't be using the backward slash. It is forward slash. 1 is for division, and it is 1.5, right? And this is multiplication 6, and this is for modulus. This is for the floor division. So this is going to actually, you see, it's going to output the whole number part or the integer part of the the answer if it is a decimal. So you see 3 divided by 2 is actually 1.5. Now let's see when we do the floor division. We get 1. So 1.5 is actually 1 plus 0.5. So the whole number is 1 and then the decimal is, or the remainder is 0.5. So what the floor division does is that it's actually going to divide and then take the integer part. So in this case 1.5, that is 1 and 0.5. It is taking the whole number part, that is the 1, and ignores the 0.5, the remainder. Now modulus, that is a percentage sign, that's the opposite. It will take the remainder, or it will take the remainder and then run it to the nearest number, the nearest whole number. So that's what it does. So it gives you 0.5, the remainder, but it's actually going to round it to the nearest whole number, something like that. It is good to know. So you can use Python for calculations. If you don't have a calculator with you, you want to do any calculation, you can use Python for that. I hope this is like a kindergarten something. So all of us are good, right? Who has a problem? Just okay. So all of us are cool. That's nice. So now this is a question. Is it up here we looked at how to input and output information. So now ask you, let's look at the input for instance. Ask you, are you enjoying Python? And you answered, no, I am not. Now, if I want to access your answer, the answer you gave me for future use, how would I get it? I don't have it right now. If I want to know your answer, I have to come back to here and then come and read it myself. Now, I don't want to do that. I want to actually be able to access whatever response the user give to me. I want to keep it somewhere so that I can use it for future, things. So to do that, we store or we keep these things in something we call variable. So variables are simply electronic containers in which we store data for future use. So just like your bag, always I tell students when we say variables in Python or programming, see it as your bag. So you can have a bag is just something we can keep things in. You can keep or you can keep, let's say, a collection of something, items inside. For example, your book. Let's take the KG2 student going to class. The person can have all his or her books in the bag. Sometimes a mixture of things. You have books, pens, especially for the ladies when going to lectures. You have your wigs, a whole lot of things in there, like a whole boutique in your bag, something like that. So variables are just the same way. See it in the same way. You can have a collection of one particular type of items, or collection of different type of items in the case of either all books or maybe books, pens, pencils and stuff. So we can have same. Now let's look at how we create variables. So variables are just where to store data. So for example, we first saw something like, if I ask you what is your name, and I just run this. Now If I say my name is maybe Jonathan, and I run, like I was telling you, I cannot have it again. I only have to, if anytime I want to see your name you entered, I have to come back and then look at it. But when you build an app, or let's say in real world, you wouldn't have access to it. So you have to keep it somewhere. So to do that, we can we can create a variable by just typing its name. So maybe name, I say name, and then I use equal to input. What is your name? So what I am doing is I'm trying to say that I want to take an information from the user, and that information is I'm asking the user what is your name. The user is going to provide a name, and then I want to store that name in a variable called or in a place or a bag called name, so that anytime I want to access what you gave me, I can call or I can go to that place, the name directory of that, let's say folder or maybe container, and then get the name. So now if I run this, it comes, what is your name? And I type maybe um, Amma. Now you don't see anything, right? If you want to know the name the person actually entered, you just have to call the variable name. If I do name and run, I get Amma. So now I can see that I don't need to come back to where I asked you what is your name to come and see the name you entered. I can actually call the variable where I saved it. So if I just call the variable or I type the name of the variable in which I stored the thing in, I'm gonna get whatever is stored in there. Something like that. So if I come here and change, say my name is Muta and run, if I come and rerun this, I get Muta. So whenever I go and change, I enter a new name, I will get that name here. I don't need to add code. So it is more like automated something. So that is a variable. A variable is just um, a place where we can store data for future use. And that is how we create it. So the variable name is equal to whatever you want to save in it. So for example, let me come to your level a bit. I'm sure people want to ask me questions. So if, for example, I can call a variable x, and I say x is equal to 5. Now, if I run and I type x, I can have 5. Now, if I change it to 55, just like we saw before, and run this, I get 55, something like that. X is equal to maybe apple, and I run, I get apple. That's it. Now you can see that whenever I type anything other than a number, I put it in quotes. That is a convention in Python. I told you before. Anything other than a number, you put it in quotes. But why am I not putting the variable name in quotes? Now, we don't put variable names in quotes because they are actually spaces we're creating in the memory of Python. So Python can understand, you know, if you put it in quotes, then we're going to get error. Python will see it to be something it shouldn't keep. But to say, Python, I want you to keep this thing on the right hand side of the equal sign in what is given in the left hand side. So the variable name is on the left hand side. There is an equal sign which is called the assignment operator. That is telling Python that I want you to keep what is on the right side of the equal sign in a container of the name what is stated on the left hand side, something like that. So you can keep almost everything in there. Now let's look at how we can uh, how we can better name variables in Python. Python is a language. Every language has a convention. For example, there's grammar in English. You cannot say I um, I did not eat, something like that. When you say that, grammatically it is error, right? It is wrong. So you need to say I did not eat, not I did not eat, or I ate. I went yesterday. You cannot say I go in yesterday. That would be like good in English. You're not good at English. Sorry, my English is bad. So that's it. So we're going to look at the conventions. We're going to look at conventions in naming variables. Please give me 1 minute. I'm going to take off. I need to visit the washroom and come right. I hope I am pardoned.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Samira, let me change my listing. Otherwise, you can. Is that one much to interact with school? What did you tell them? I told them I'm going to the washroom. But I'll go off, when I put. Make your phone, I'll do everything. Give me your own phone. I want to. No problem. But the problem is, I need. Is the one you're using. Yeah, you see, the Vodafone isn't strong. What are we doing now? Try the Wi-Fi. It's not connected. I told you about it. So I should use your laptop. Okay, Hmm? How do you get your documents on it to share with me? I have to download and send it to you. Something on on WhatsApp or something. I don't have WhatsApp on my PC. Karen, what happened? I don't have anything on the PC. Why you? What happened to it? I changed it. You changed your PC? Yeah. Why? Nothing. Hey, Charlie, who's cow? What's that? Me, I'm using 2015 model, and I am cool. Charlie, so what? The pop-up will come right now. Do and let me. Your number? 243 0243 13 0243 13 85 86. Yeah. Should I repeat? Yeah. Well, I should transfer the money to you so that you do. 243. Yeah, 13 85 86. I mean, after this, they will not call me or anything. Will they call me? They will call me. They will call you. Hello. Okay. Yeah, it's here. This is for you, so I haven't done mine yet. Put, can't you buy I can't do it together. Since I'm buying from different places. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's here. So do yours fast then. Mine is 31 now. 31. Okay. Is it that you wait to okay, I'm coming. Please, you can buy up to 31. Eh? You can buy up to 31 if you want. I can do it. Buy up to 31. I'll be your friend is here. No, me, I'm waiting. You are not eating. No, I will give you anything. Don't worry. Sorry. Think I'm ready. Finish. Oh, the kinky is no more here. What? Yeah, you have to be fast too. You know why? This is not me. What? But the kinky was here a while ago. I know. Alright, this thing is expired. What is that? Oh, right. There is no kinky again. So buy something. You only like kinky, right? Mm. Check other sources. Shall I pass first? You know what? Do your thing. Mm-mm. What's that? Have you finished soon? It's 2 hours class. Because you finish soon. Oh. Your students will be waiting to do I know do your thing. Just do, Charlie. Me, man, wait for me. Sometimes you go to class and our lecturer will tell us. Remember, all the way from Mampo. I mean, I told them I'm going to the washroom, right? Yeah, I didn't actually. The kinky was here right now. What happened after? No. Global. I mean, I've never ordered from some of these. I've never ordered food. Have I ever? No, I haven't. The last time Papa could do it, and then I think I paid. And when I made it, I let me control the name I put in a canteen. I'm at home. I feel I'm going to do to have a year at time. Maybe it's because I'm not serious.
Then I have to take the rice more like that.
Yeah, so just take it.